The focus here today, of course, should be on the lives lost. On Saturday, we lost 2 healthcare workers who were going about their day caring for others. But as I stated publicly before, and I know you're going to ask it, in my opinion, this is a failure of our criminal justice system. A violent individual such as this should not have been on ankle monitor and should have remained in custody.
Another example of why gun control does not work and gun-free zones are a joke. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And let's talk about this here. Okay, Dallas, Texas, Saturday passed. A man, 30-year-old man, opened fire in the hospital and killed 2 nurses and wounded another person, a person who is his girlfriend. Now, all that is kind of mute because there are 2 angles that we need to look at here. I'm going to play this clip here where they talk about this guy's incredibly long criminal history. Then we're going to come back and we're going to look at another angle as to the motive why he did this. Let's watch this video.
Now to some breaking news we've been working on for at least the last half hour or so. Dallas Police Chief Eddie Garcia talking for the first time about the double murder in the labor and delivery unit at Methodist Hospital on Saturday. WFAA senior crime and justice reporter Rebecca Lopez has been breaking developments on this all weekend and joins us now live from Dallas Police headquarters with this breaking update. Rebecca?
Well, Jason, Dallas Police and Methodist Police held a joint news conference to release the latest on this investigation. Also, Methodist has asked the Dallas Police Department to take control of this investigation on both the double homicide that occurred at Methodist as well as the officer-involved shooting. Now, Chief Eddie Garcia says that 30-year-old Nestor Hernandez, the suspect in this case, had multiple parole violations in Dallas and one in Carrollton and was at one point sent back to prison but released again on an ankle monitor. Garcia went through the timeline of what happened on Saturday as well, saying Hernandez was in the hospital and attacked his girlfriend, and when a caseworker tried to help, she was shot to death. Then a nurse tried to help and she too was shot. He says Hernandez was confronted by a Methodist police officer who shot him in the leg. According to court records, Hernandez is a habitual criminal with multiple felonies dating all the way back to his juvenile years. But throughout the years, his cases have been plea bargained and he has gotten very light sentences, Jason, and that is very frustrating for the chief of police.
The focus here today, of course, should be on the lives lost. On Saturday, we lost 2 healthcare workers who were going about their day caring for others. But as I stated publicly before, and I know you're going to ask it, in my opinion, this is a failure of our criminal justice system. A violent individual such as this should not have been on ankle monitor and should have remained in custody.
And we know that in March, Hernandez was arrested by the Dallas Police Department and then by Carrollton Police in June. He was sent back to prison but was released again in September. We have a lot of questions for the Board of Pardons and Parole about why he was released on that ankle monitor. And according to them, he was given permission to go to the hospital. Well, we want to know why they gave him permission to go and why the hospital, according to at the press conference, the police chief says they were not informed that he was going to be there. And again, this is a very violent individual who has multiple felonies, Jason.
And Rebecca, we heard some strong words there from the chief about 3:15 this afternoon. You've been covering ankle monitors for some time now. What does the chief want to see happen here as it comes to when it goes to ankle monitors?
I think what he does not want is to see violent offenders are habitual offenders out on ankle monitors. We have covered multiple cases here in Dallas County where they have simply slipped out of their ankle monitors, cut them off. Some have been on the run. In fact, there are some right now that are on the run that are wanted for murder. And Chief Garcia and even the Dallas County commissioners say that it is very hard to also monitor all of the people that are out. Right now, we know that as of May, when I last did this story, there were 800 people on ankle monitors, the majority of them violent offenders, and only 11 employees at Dallas County that are able to track them. And so Garcia says, look, when you have violent offenders like this, they should either be in prison or in jail and should not be out on ankle monitors because they, according to him, simply don't work.
Yeah, indeed. So good reporting there, Rebecca, and really strong words from the chief. We'll have to wait and see what actually comes of this politically, but I'm sure something will happen. Rebecca.
Heard that and you saw that. Yeah, this guy shouldn't have been out on the streets to start with. Shouldn't have been out in the streets to start with. Was already on probation from another case. It was at an ankle GPS monitor on. He's a multiple convicted felon and he had a firearm. Gun control does not work. There's no way possible that he could have purchased that gun in a licensed dealer. It wouldn't have happened. I'm going to jump over here to this article. New York Post, possible motive in Dallas hospital that killed 2 nurses, shooting revealed. Come down. The ex-convict who allegedly killed 2 nurses at a Dallas hospital while attending the birth of his child opened fire after accusing his girlfriend of infidelity. Because there's a reason why to go out and kill 2 people, wound another, because of the accusations of infidelity. Boy, this dude really needs to get his ego checked. And warning that he will shoot the next person who comes to the door according to a warrant. Nestor Hernandez, 30, opened fire at around 11 a.m. Saturday as nurses were working in labor and delivery area at Methodist Dallas Medical Center, police said. A Methodist Health System police officer shot and wounded the suspect, who was then taken into custody. The 30-year-old was transported to another hospital for treatment. He now faces capital murder charges. At the time of the fatal shooting, Hernandez was on parole for aggravated robbery and was wearing a GPS ankle monitor. He was granted permission to go to the hospital Saturday to be with his girlfriend as she gave birth to their child. According to an arrest warrant affidavit obtained by WFAA, after the delivery, Hernandez began acting strangely and accused his girlfriend of cheating on him. Hernandez then allegedly pulled out a handgun. Remember, he's a convicted felon, and repeatedly pistol whipped the new mom in the head and then told her, "We are both going to die today, and whoever comes in this room is going to die with us." The warrant stated the first victim entered the room and was immediately shot dead by Hernandez. The second victim and a hospital police officer who were in the hallway heard the gunshot. According to the warrant, the nurse looked into the room, saw her colleague's lifeless body, and was also shot by Hernandez. The Dallas County Medical Examiner identified one of the victims as 45-year-old Jacqueline Pokua. The Ghana news outlet Ghana Web reported that Pokua was a native of the African country and the daughter of a retired Army colonel living in Accra. Meanwhile, family members identified the second victim as Annette Flowers. The Fort Worth Star-Telegram reported that Hernandez was released from prison in October 2021 after pleading guilty to an armed robbery in 2015 and receiving an 8-year sentence. His lengthy rap sheet includes charges of burglary, assault on a public servant, robbery, and theft. Dallas Police Chief Eddie Garcia called the hospital shooting an abhorrent failure of our criminal justice system and a travesty. And there is the one thing I am going to cement to. This criminal justice system is a travesty. That this person was out on the streets. Quote, "We give violent criminals more chance than our victims," the city's top cop tweeted. "The pendulum has swung too far." Truth. Facts. Truth. Once again, for all the gun control laws that we have in place, and the hospital has these, no concealed carry stickers in the windows of this hospital. Yeah, this guy just said, whatever. This is why when you make laws, you are only as good as the people who are going to follow them. And this guy obviously clearly was not going to follow any rule that was put on him. What should have happened is the justice system should have had this freaking animal locked up for 2025 before this even happened. He's got a long enough rap sheet and enough felonies to where somebody could just honestly say, you're just a threat to society, and put him away and keep him there. Now 2 people lost their lives because they want to be woke and equitable. Well, he's alive, and he's got 2 capital murder charges. So this is Texas. This could be a little bit different if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is going to go down a little differently than, say, California. So, but once again, 2 people have lost their lives because the justice system, once again, just completely screwed up and dropped the ball. But gun-free zones don't work because, once again, it's only as good as the person who's going to follow it, and the law-abiding people are going to follow it, and the criminals are not. So who are you protecting here? Okay? Who you're protecting. But we tend to hold the good people to a higher standard than the criminals when it comes to these things. And now another travesty and tragedy because the justice system didn't do its job. But I'm sure we're going to hear the next round of calls for more gun control. I'm almost certain that the grifters are out there putting their talking points together, and it's unfortunate. But in the end, all it came down to was a judge saying you're a menace to society and holding this guy accountable before he got to this point. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.